tilted. The peaceful bliss of sea, sun, and sand was transcended as we took to the streets to revel in paradise.
Such a nice place!
Tobago Carnival, we're right here. We're not leave it and we go right down.
It's the greatest, it's the best, it's safe, and it's beautiful.
I love Tobago, baby. Coming back next year. Hey!
Playing pan on the streets is a magical experience. When the band strike up, it's rhythm, steel, and powder. This is Tobago Carnival, Pan in Paradise.
Tobago is the best.
Tobago Carnival is the new home for the legend of Calypso. Where else can you get sweet Calypso music that gives you that nostalgic feeling?
Soca Titans is we title, is we monarch. We built artists from scratch who can perform with the best. Real Titans of Soca.
When last you've been to a party, plenty women looking so nice. We must be in paradise.
This year, ritual takes on new space and dimension. Traditions will be reimagined, breaking free and taking on new meaning on the road.
I love the energy!
This year, the revelry is bigger and better. More colors, more meaning, great packages for the masqueraders. Tobago Carnival is freedom.
This year promoting safety in all events for Tobago Carnival. This year promoting whining, not minding people business. This year promoting clean fun, security and freedom.
Freedom to be any version of yourself that you choose to be with love and safety. Here, you have permission to be you, uninhibited and free.
So what you waiting on? This year, this October 2024, experience the ritual, revel in paradise, release yourself. From the greatest little island on the planet, this is the Tobago Carnival 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed partners and sponsors, and most importantly, our beloved communities, welcome to the Tobago Heritage Festival 2024. As we embark on the 37th year of this festival, our theme is We Come Back. Back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. We are bringing back iconic events such as Yesterday's Children, Belmana Riots, and Courtship Codes. We want to highlight the importance of coming back to our roots, celebrating the people and the communities that make Tobago so special. Get ready for an unforgettable experience as we say, we come back to our true essence. We want to encourage each and every one of you to continue to support our cultural development and preservation in any way that you can. Your support is truly invaluable. Together, we can continue to make a positive impact that will be felt for generations to come. Thank you, and see you in July.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pride and excitement that I address you to officially launch the 2024 Tobago Heritage Festival. The Tobago Heritage Festival is not just an event, it is a journey back to our roots. This year's theme, We Come Back. Back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. It captures the true essence of revitalizing the culture and traditions that have shaped our identity for generations. This year marks the 37th successful hosting of the festival, and we are proud to officially dub the month of July as Tobago Heritage Month, a time when our island comes alive with rhythms, flavors, and stories of our ancestors. The festival continues to offer an unparalleled opportunity for economic growth on the island. Every stakeholder, from local artisan and vendor to hospitality businesses and transportation services, stand to benefit. Our vibrant cultural displays will attract visitors, boost tourism, and provide a significant economic uplift to the island. The heart of this festival beats in our communities. We are empowering each village to manage its own productions to ensure authenticity and sustainability. The Tobago Festival Commissions Limited and the Tobago House of Assembly are here to support you, fostering an environment where our heritage can flourish sustainably. As we embark on this journey, let us celebrate the essence of Tobago. Let us honor our heritage and support our communities as we showcase the vibrant culture that makes our island unique. Thank you.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It is Tuesday, 16th July 2024, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago, and I am Adana Kumbi. Of course, thank you so much for choosing the morning show this morning as we take you through conversations that are related to things happening in and around the Tobago. It's always a pleasure to be coming to your homes or wherever you are as you begin your morning routine, whether you're getting ready for work, a day in the garden, wherever you are going or whatever you're doing. It's a privilege and an honor to be with you this morning. We thank you so much for making us the #1 morning show here in Trinidad and the Tobago. But before we get into all the interesting conversations this morning, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
The news is brought to you by Standards. At Standard, nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. A 40-year-old private hire taxi driver from Promotional, Tobago was convicted of raping a teen passenger nearly a decade ago. The unanimous guilty verdict came after a 9-member jury almost 2 hours of deliberation before High Court Judge Cathy Ann Waterman Latrue. The incident occurred on November 19, 2012, after the 17-year-old victim attended a Thanksgiving event at her aunt's home. The victim reported the incident to the police that night, and a medical examination confirmed the assault, leading to the driver's arrest and charge. However, he was remanded after the guilty verdict and is set to be sentenced on Thursday. Up next, a political party, the All People's Party, was formed in Trinidad and Tobago and led by Keezel Jackson, the former deputy political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots. Jackson has been diligently building the APP and is set to open its first office in Port of Spain. The party held its soft launch on July 11th. Jackson assured the public that the APP aims to provide the representation citizens have been longing for, criticizing the two main parties for failing to lead effectively, reduce crime and eliminate poverty over the past 6 decades. She emphasized that the APP consists of committed individuals dedicating to creating a better future for the nation. And finally, UNC MP Dinesh Rambali has called for a unified effort to tackle crime in Trinidad and Tobago. He urged for a crime-fighting agenda to be discussed in the next parliamentary session and proposed forming a group of MPs to provide extra security experts to devise short-term solutions. Rambali criticized political leaders for failing to address the escalating murder rate and emphasized the need for decisive action and accountability. He highlighted public disillusionment with the current leadership and advocated for innovative approaches to crime prevention beyond typical measures like increased police patrols. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Get your quality furniture and appliances at Standards. Frigidaire gas range $599. Serta base and mattress $1,899. RC 50-inch smart 4K TV as low as $2,599. Yes, at Standard, nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Thank you, Bianna, for our news there in 90 seconds.
You're
and of
welcome.
course, you know, we have to talk about the event we attended yesterday.
Yes,
it was Heritage Festival in Charlottesville, Natural Treasures Day.
Yes.
And of course, it was my first time in a very, very long time attending yesterday. And I had the experience, encouraged by you, Bianna, to make that trek down the hill.
And I'm sure you did not regret doing the trek down.
We're on air, so I mean, it was really, really engaging and, you know, interesting to see all the rituals that they did long ago, and all, not just to see the rituals, but to gain a measure of understanding as to why those things were done, and how the community and the villagers would respond to those type of things. So it was a really interesting experience to me. Of course, I know, Bianna, you thoroughly and totally enjoyed that experience as well.
Yes, Adana.
All right, and so we look forward to other things that are unfolding with the Heritage Festival, and hopefully we might be outside again. You never can tell.
That's so
we're standing by for that. Thank you so much, Biana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, it's time to say happy birthday to a few of you because you are celebrating and we want to celebrate with you. So we go on over to our birthday shout-outs. It's always a good thing to give thanks unto God, and so this morning we want to say happy birthday to our first celebrant this morning. This is Alston Daniel. Alston Daniel is celebrating a birthday, and we want to say happy birthday to you, Alston. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we pray that you do enjoy love, peace, and happiness in this new chapter of your life. Next, we have Patrice Harris. Patrice Harris is also celebrating a birthday. And Patrice, we want to say happy birthday to you. We pray God's blessings upon your life. And we do hope that you create lasting memories as you enter this new chapter of your life as well. And rounding up our birthday celebrants for today is Lizanne Manning. She is also celebrating this morning. And Lizanne, we want to say happy birthday to you. We do pray that as you celebrate your birthday, that you walk in purpose, you enjoy the blessings and the favor that comes with celebrating a birthday. And we pray God's blessings upon your life. Happy birthday to you. And of course, to all of you who are celebrating, who have celebrated and who are looking forward to a celebration, we say happy birthday to all of you as well. And of course, we want to remind you to put God first. Say thank you for this new day and this new chapter and new opportunities that are ahead of you as a result of being alive. For no man can give life unto himself, only God can give us life. So remember to put God first. All right, so you might be wondering, who are we having conversations with this morning in studio as we carry out the morning show? This morning we're speaking primarily with Junior Benjamin, Deputy Police Commissioner, and Rodil Kirk, Senior Superintendent, as we talk about the fight against crime on the island of Tobago. As you are aware, we've been experiencing a lot of criminal activity on the island, primarily gun-related crime activity here, and we have to have the conversations and to see how we're going to move forward in terms of implementing strategies to ensure the safety of all of us who reside here on the island of Tobago, all of us who have relatives here on the island of Tobago, or anybody concerned with anything happening on the island of Tobago. That is the conversation we're going to be having for the entire program this morning. So we hope that you stay with us. We will open the phone lines at some point in time so that we can engage with you to hear your views and your thoughts on this situation. And remember to share your views as well as your comments on our live stream so that we can have those types of conversations. We can ask the questions and we can get more insight as to the plans to curb crime on the island of Tobago. Before we go for a short break, of course, I want to say good morning to a few of you who are usually viewing us at this time in the morning. So I want to say good morning to Pearl Murray Beard, of course, good morning to you. And thank you so much for your words of encouragement all the time. We thank you, Brenda Campbell. We thank you, Carlene Romeo. Good morning to you. Good morning, Travis Moses. Good morning to you, Dora Lyons. Good morning to you, Linda Brown. All of you who view us and give us the encouragement that we need to help us and to push us even further. We say thank you so much and have a beautiful morning. Stay with us as we continue this program this morning. We're going to head on over to a short break before we start conversations. And of course, before we go for a break, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
I'ma play some tune like this.
Don't worry, my wife will fuck it up. Make me happy whenever you fuck it. So me play very hard, fiesta, fun,
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke what you have, what you know about.
It's too early for that.
Too early, good all. They do but then enough 99. Girl, go to club, girl, right. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and a winding up on me man.
Dream.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development has relocated its Crown Point office to Glen Road in Scarborough to better serve you, our clients. Our main office is located at the corner of Glen Road and Glen Road Branch Number 1, the building formerly occupied by Costa. Our Grant and Electrical Inspectorate services can be accessed at Number 2 Montessori Drive in Glen Road, Building 1 and 2.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Deltec Distributors Weekend Special. Wings Friday, £3 wings, 2.5 kilogram fries. Special 100 TT. Soup Saturday, £2 cube beef, £2 cow heel, £2 chicken foot, £2 pigtail, or smoked bone. Special $150. Super Sunday, £3 leg and thigh chicken, £3 sliced pork, £3 lamb slice, £3 cheese, 2 pack of pasta. Special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you for staying with us. We're going to head on straight into our conversation this morning. As you know, we're talking about fighting crime here on the island of Tobago, and we speak with none other than Junior Benjamin, Deputy Commissioner of Police, and Rodil Kirk, Senior Superintendent, representing the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Good morning, Adana. Good morning to Tobago.
It's always a pleasure having a representative of the TTPS here in studio with us, because as you know, living in this space, this small space that we call Tobago, and observing what has been happening in our beautiful island is always cause for concern. And so when we have the conversations, we get an idea as to what is happening and what the TTPS is doing to assist in curbing crime and how you engage the other stakeholders. So of course, we want to get into the conversation. We have seen an increase in crime on the island of Tobago over the past couple of months, mostly gun-related crime, and we have made some assessments, and we kind of figured out where some of the activity is happening and what is the cause of it. And so now we're talking about how we fighting this, what are we doing, what are the strategies that have been implemented. And so we want to get that conversation going. And I want to start off this morning with you, Deputy Commissioner, this morning, as you walk us through where we are right now and what are the projections in terms of your plans.
All right. First of all, again, it's a privilege being here. And as we look at the situation, both in Trinidad and Tobago, again, we are very, very hopeful, and we are very, very confident that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is ready to deal with the situation. It is important for us to understand this is not a situation that is probably, strange to the TTPS. We have had situations where crime seemed to be very high, and again, we were able to bring it down. I think last year is a very good example of that. Because of the strategies of the Commissioner of Police, we recognized by her violent reduction plan, we were able to, again, bring down what persons thought would have been nearly 605, beating that score in the following year. We were able to keep it down. So, again, we are not troubled by the situation. We are concerned. Let me say that. We are very much concerned. However, we have put certain strategies in place as the DCP operations, having been commanded by the Commissioner, we have looked at the situation. I've called all my divisional commanders, and I am very pleased to say Tobago Division, under the guidance of ACP Hazel and also Senior Superintendent Kirk, have been doing a fantastic job in seeking to really create a level of stability in the midst of the turbulence that we are seeing. And you can look forward to seeing more and more police visibility. We are doing right now what we are calling a zero tolerance approach to this situation. We are saying that things are getting out of hand, and yet we are saying we are going to stand up, we are going to respond. Trinidad and Tobago is calling for the police service to respond, and we will respond. And we are saying when we respond, you are going to see more police officers out there. You're going to see more stop and search, more roadblocks, and not just normal. It's going to be very meaningful. It's going to be very impactful. And therefore, when you are stopped, we are saying we don't want the public to start to say, oh, well, you know, police, you know, we late for work and so on. No, no, no. We are going to be out there, and we are going to be upholding the law. Persons that we see outside at certain times, you need to account for yourself. We are going to take a zero tolerance approach, and we are saying that it is needed now, and we want the support of the public. We are saying that if you see something, say something. We want to get to the bottom of it. Those guns are not just walking to those places. It is on persons, it is on vehicles. We are going to be out there. And so far, Tobago is doing very good. When we look at the patrols, we are seeing an increase in patrols. What we want to do is not just work harder, but to work smarter. And that is what we're going to be doing by doing intelligence-led, evidence-based policing.
And as you spoke about intelligence, that was going to be my next question, because you're coming up hot and heavy and with passion. I could sense it here in terms of we have to do this. We have to curb the crime. In terms of your intelligence, what has it been like? Have people been coming forward? Because I know sometimes you might have that measure of fear. You might be uncertain. You might know something. We always say on the show, Superintendent, if you see something, if you know something, say something. And sometimes it's a challenge in terms of the strategies you're implementing and depending heavily on intelligence, because you have to. You don't know everything. There are people who have information who have to come to you. They have to cooperate. We have to collaborate. We have to do this together. How has it been in terms of getting the measure of intelligence to enforce the strategies that you have put in place?
And I want to say that again, it's going in the right direction. To say that it has been great, that might be an overstatement, but I think we need to be frank. It is going in the right direction. Again, what I just met with the more or less the operation personnel yesterday, and in the Comstat that Senior Superintendent Kirk led. Again, I was able to speak to the officers concerning two things. There's a difference in the reduction of crime and the fear of crime. We want to not just see a reduction in crime, but we want to see a reduction in the fear of crime. That is going to happen only when we start to treat people properly. We have to start to go into the community. We have to start to befriend the people. We have to let people know that we care. And people don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. If you start to treat people properly when they come into the station, people are going to be more than willing to release and to give you that information. So that's an area that we are working on. We are already having the necessary intelligence that is coming from our various areas and units. And therefore, what we want is more effective intelligence to keep us on the ground and to direct us as operations. And we believe that we are going in that direction, and we're looking forward for even a better end of the year.
Two things you mentioned there in terms of treating people differently, better, so that they can come forward with the information, have a better relationship with the TTPS here on the island of Tobago. Tobago is a very small island, and everybody knows everybody. So if you do something, somebody's going to know who you are. Somebody beats up somebody down the road, you're going to be able to say, well, it's Frank did this. Everybody knows who Frank is. So it's easy to identify who the persons are. So it is very important, as you mentioned, for us to treat each other good. Is there anything in terms of training the officers to bring them up to a place where, listen, we all are human beings, we're on the same level. It's a service we're providing to protect and serve with pride. That is your motto. Is there anything in terms of training your officers to bring them to a place where they understand this is service to your nation, service to your country, service to your people, service to your communities, service to your mother, your father, your grandmother? Is there anything that is bringing them to that place where they understand it's not that I'm a police and I can do as I please, but I am also a person. You are a person, and we have to relate on that level to bring that measure of comfort, one, and that measure of security to the public as well.
Certainly, and that is something that is ongoing. Just recently, you will see that the commissioner, she launched part of that initiative in terms of customer service. We have an ongoing customer service training, starting where we are talking not just to persons that are police officers, but even the task force. Everybody needs to understand customer service is important. Why? Because it is about community partnership, which is an important pillar in the strategic plan of the police service. And therefore, that community engagement is important, and it just cannot be something that you put on. It must be part and parcel of the culture of the police service, because we all should be community policing officers. And therefore, that customer service, by the time you enter, you must feel good that you come into a police station, and the level of service. I'm asking the officers, I said, well, it's time that we have some, cupcakes when you come in. Hey, would you like to have a cupcake? Would you want some? We have to start to change it. We have to start to show the police service as one that really is here to serve. And therefore, I tell people, even when you come to my office, you see the sign, the first thing on the outside, you will see, knock, how can I serve you? And as you leave, there's a next sign that says, as I have served you, go serve others. It is about service, and we continue to propagate that. We believe that our officers, we are getting there. We are not there as yet. However, we are going to see a change in that, because we are going to be very hard and fast and giving that quality service to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, so that persons could understand this is what the police service is all about.
I want to talk a little bit about relationships with the communities. Superintendent Kirk, I know you've had a lot of town hall meetings and community meetings engaging members of the community in conversations that affect specific communities, because each community will have a different challenge.
Yes.
How has the response been in terms of people coming out to the meetings, one, and also airing their views openly and in collaboration with the TTPS to ensure that, the issues are met, the issues are discussed, and that strategies are being implemented to deal with the issues?
Right. So, good morning again. What I can tell you is that the recent initiatives where we go about in the communities and host these town meetings, I must say that I want to continue to thank the Tobago public for the response they have shown. Coming out of that, we have seen an increase and improvement in terms of the relationship with the TTPS, especially some of the recent activities that took place, especially in the Bethel area. These, we were able to bring the perpetrators to justice based on that relationship with the community. The community had reached out, and therefore the police acted in respect of that. So although you are seeing small steps, it's worth to celebrate that the persons are now coming forward, believing in the police. Because when I came here on one of the last occasions, I spoke about the initiatives that I and my team set out to one, restore public trust and confidence; two, initiate crime prevention measures; and three, to increase and improve our detection rates by our investigative apparatus, giving them the necessary training which is required. And I know, Mr. Benjamin, yesterday when you arrived, you would have seen that training was taking place in terms of from the IATF and other agencies that came from Trinidad to assist us with those training initiatives. So that is something that is ongoing. And again, the response from the public has been tremendous. So I'm seeing that it's a work in progress, and we are going to continue the year.
One of the very important things, of course, as you mentioned in your delivery there, is building public trust. Because, the question will always be, in any country, in any nation, in any situation, in any organization, that there might be a few who are not as honest as others. You might have the few who know something and they're not doing anything about it. You might have a few who are even involved in what is happening, and when their responsibility really is to protect and serve with pride, and they are not doing that because they have some investment in the crime. What are the discussions where that is concerned? How is that being approached? Because we can't say that anything is 100% perfect. There are weeds, there are thorns among the wheat, and so we have to, find ways to get to the bottom of it. In that situation, and it's a conversation that the public is having, they are saying and they are seeing, and some of them perhaps know, we might have officers who are not giving 100% of themselves because they are invested. What is the conversation like in terms of dealing with that type of situation, and what are the outcomes so far in terms of, you know, persons who might not be as honest as they're supposed to be as members of the TTPS?
Well, I know the Deputy Commissioner would have spoke about it in another forum. We adopt a zero tolerance approach to any officer who engage in any activity that is, you know, unbecoming. And that is something that we have been doing. You have been seeing those that are found wanted will end up before the courts being prosecuted. So as long as the public have any information as to any officer, there are mechanisms in place in which they can bring that information to the forefront, and we will treat with it with the utmost urgency in terms of, because, you know, we can't be trying to build something and a few trying to break it down. So wherever those situations occur, I will ask the public, reach out to me or reach out to even the Deputy Commissioner, and we will action those items in terms of, you know, getting these people out of the TTPS.
Okay, I do hope that we get, you know, we really want to sift things out, because you don't want to have a situation where you're fighting against yourself, because you're implementing strategies and then you have somebody on the inside who will start in the meetings, your strategy meetings, yes. They know what your plans are, but they are part of the elements that we're trying to work against. So we really want to get to the bottom of that to ensure that we have a good clean slate going out there fighting what we call crime. Because the Tobago I know is not the Tobago we live in now. Yes. We have to walk looking over our shoulders. You can't go to the parlor. A long time you could have sent your little child to the parlor next door to get something. You can't do those things now. You could have left your front door open and go for a walk in the park and come back. You can't do those things now. You can't leave your keys in your car. There are so many things you cannot do. And while you have a responsibility, yes, as a citizen, to ensure that your spaces are, you secure your property and stuff like that, there are some things that you just can't take for granted.
See, just to mention a few, you started by saying that everybody in Tobago knows everybody. But I want to tell you that Tobago is not only Tobagonians live in Tobago anymore.
That's right.
Tobago, you knew, we had a unique community or communities within the island. But now, I indicated that there are people who are renting out to people and they don't even know their names. So this is something that we have to heighten our awareness. We have to continue to be vigilant and recognize that Tobago, the dynamics have changed. So we now have to be more aware whilst we move about in the public. Not creating panic, but we just have to change our mindset and be more self-aware as to what is happening around us.
Of course, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're speaking with Junior Benjamin, Deputy Commissioner of Police here in Trinidad and Tobago, and Rodel Kirk, Senior Superintendent of the TTPS, as we speak about curbing crime, fighting crime on the island of Tobago. We have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we continue the conversation, so stay with us. And as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Go in. You have to stop it. You have to stop it.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys.
You have to stop it, everyone.
That's it. That's the intro. Let's do it one more time, right?
Said I'm falling, I'm falling. As I lay in my bed with my head to the ceiling. Say I'm drowning alone and I'm lost in my feelings. Somebody send me a sign, cause you know that I need it. Carnival, come back to me, cause you know you're my healing.
I said I can't wait for
Embark on an adventure to the greatest little island on the planet. Tobago invites you to ritual, revelry, and release.
Whining in the Bago sun, having Bago fun, in Bago drinking rum. We go jump up and carry on.
From October 25th to the 27th, 2024, experience the energetic vibe, the vibrant colors, and the unforgettable spirit of the Tobago Carnival.
Down here in Tobago. In Tobago.
Whether you're chipping down the road or marveling at the beauty and creativity of our artisans, Tobago Carnival is an adventure.
I said I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait for Carnival to come. So I call all my friends, making my plans for the Tobago Carnival fun.
Join us for ritual, revelry, and release. Tobago Carnival 2024, where every moment is memorable.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you for staying with us. As you are aware, we're speaking about fighting crime on the island of Tobago with the increased crime rate that we've been seeing taking place here over the past couple of months on the island, something that is very strange to us. We usually live in a peaceful environment, but we are with this problem now, and now we're sitting having conversations as to how we can deal with crime. We're speaking with Junior Benjamin, Deputy Commissioner of Police, and Rodil Kirk, Senior Superintendent. And before we went to the break, of course, we were talking about strangers in our communities. We spoke about how much we know each other, but now we're seeing people in communities who are not from Tobago, who do not have Tobago names. And it reminds me of an interview I did yesterday at the Heritage Festival. I spoke with one of our stalwarts of heritage, Ms. Auntie Annette Alfred, as you're aware. And she was saying, you could know somebody just by their name. You hear a name and you can identify which village they're from, who their parents are, who their grandparents are. And now things are strange. You're hearing some names, you don't know who these people are. And so it's a situation now where you really have to pay attention to what is happening. And those are the strange names that are mostly involved in criminal activity. We know that just a couple of weeks or months ago, we had some officers coming across from Trinidad. You had more boots on the ground, as you call them. How has that affected and impacted in terms of, one, increased visibility, and two, can I say that fear of crime for the citizens of the island? Have we seen criminals retreating? Have we seen, because I know for the past week or so, we had a shooting just the other day there, and I want to talk about that as well. And have we seen any response in terms of the visibility of the officers on the island as they go into communities, as they stand on the streets, as they do roadblocks? How has that impacted any movement? I mean, because we only see the crime when it happens, and of course you would have the intelligence as to how to manage that. Have you seen a difference in terms of the additional forces here on the island?
Right. Yes, I would say yes. What we have seen since the officers arrived, we have implemented certain initiatives on the roadways. And what we have seen, the entire month of June, we had no reports in terms of any violent crimes. However, I must say that we can't be everywhere at the same time. Although we have put all those efforts in place, this incident in Black Rock did occur. And let me take this opportunity to extend my deepest and sincerest condolences to the family members of the deceased. But I want to assure that we have been given the necessary assistance now, and we will use all that initiative to work towards bringing the perpetrators of that last crime to justice. What we also ask is for the public to continue to cooperate with us, because we can't do it without you. This is our space. We recognize the uniqueness of Tobago, and we highly depend on visitors alike, and both local and international. And what we want to do is not to create that atmosphere where persons are afraid of coming to Tobago. I want to assure visitors that, you know, the Tobago space is safe, notwithstanding the last incident. And we are going to put all efforts, leave no stone unturned in treating, because it's something that we have seen unprecedented. And what we have seen is the weapon of choice is now high-powered weapons. That is something that makes makes us a bit concerned, because it's something that we are not accustomed to. And this is why I'm saying we have gathered intelligence, we are gathering intelligence. And what we are doing now is using the data to assist us in how we deploy the resources. And that is going on as we speak. And yes, indeed, we have had a plan unfolding. Now I won't come here and you know, disclose everything that we are doing, but you are going to see some movements going forward for the rest of the year, because we want to keep Tobago. We don't want what is happening in Trinidad to happen here. So we are going to, you are going to see us on the roadway. We just want to ask the public to bear with us. You are going to be inconvenienced at some stage, but it's only for ensuring your safety and security whilst you move about on the island.
That's right. And you know, you mentioned, of course, the weapon of choice. They are high-powered weapons. And I think we had that same discussion on the show. We don't produce weapons here, so they're coming from somewhere.
Yes.
So our borders, we're now talking about all the other stakeholders who are involved in fighting crime. I know that all hands have to be on deck. The police alone cannot do it.
Of course.
And so we're now talking about border patrol. We're talking about control, rather. We're talking about all the other elements. Where do these things come in from? Land, sea, air, where are they coming from? So now we have to have conversations with all the other stakeholders to ensure that they too do their part, while we are talking about the TTPS doing their part. How has the conversation been? Is there an ongoing aggressive conversation and moving from conversation into action? Because many times we have so many beautiful plans. We say we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Are we having meaningful conversations that will lead to action to ensure that all the parties, all the stakeholders uphold their end of the situation, so that we ensure our spaces are safe?
Well, I think I could leave that to Mr. Benjamin, as yesterday.
Yeah, well, certainly, and I appreciate that so much. Let me just say, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, it does not do it alone. We certainly believe in what we call a multi-agency approach, and therefore we constantly seek to tap into our brother and sister agencies. We are right now, even as we fight the crime fight, you're going to see more joint patrols. You're going to see the Defense Force playing a part in terms of them, you know, working with us so that we can really clear up the situation that is here. We seek at all times to even work with the immigrations and so forth. However, we are saying that there is room for great improvement, because again, we need the borders, you know, to be secure, because those things are coming in, and therefore again the conversation is there. While we seek to have exercises on the port, we are working with the port now to get the manifest and all the different things so that we can really get on top of the situation. So there is that engagement, there is that conversation that is taking place. We are hoping that we could continue to really improve with those conversations, so that the more persons that we get on board, we would be able to deal with this crime situation.
And you know, more than having the conversations, because for me, action speaks louder than words. We can have the conversations, as I mentioned. We can have all the best strategies, you know, on paper. This is what we want to do. But that thing that drives you to action, immediate action. I know sometimes legally there are some things you just can't do until you get the approval to do so. But you know, the urgency in terms of getting the job done, doing the thing that will cause the reduction in crime, that will cause a criminal to think, I don't want to do this because I'm not sure what will happen to me, you know. We want to change the mindset of people. We want to be so forceful without turning the country or the island too militant, but you want to change the mindset of people, because now we're sitting here and we're having this conversation, and sometimes you have to wait years for things to be implemented. You have to wait years to see a change. And so now the conversation, the question begs, how soon are we going to start seeing things that will make a measurable impact? I know, Superintendent, you spoke about small steps, and you're going to get there step by step, of course. But as the situation is now, we want to take giant leaps.
But I'm sure as of yesterday, you saw activity on the roadway. You would have seen the police service, the defense force, in collaboration with the licensing department on the roadways. And later in the evening, you are seeing our patrols, our exercises out. So it has already started. And that is something you're going to see consistent going forward. Because, I mean, it reached the stage where the thing about, as you say, being militant, that is not about being militant. We have to adopt that approach, that zero tolerance approach in dealing with criminal activity on the island. Because a small group of persons that are causing this disruption on the island, and we are going to face it head on. Time enough for us to, you know, and to reach the criminals out there. Because if we don't do that, you know, that fear of crime would not be abated. So it's already started. Mr. Benjamin, anything you want to add to that?
I just want to say this, and we are saying that crime is everybody's business. It is time for communities to take back their communities. The problem we are having, we're saying we're leaving it to the police, but we have to go back. Some of the problems start with the family, and we have to start. It is all about really dealing with crime and communities taking that initiative to say, you know, I am going to take back my community. The commissioner stated it very eloquently in her speech, I think, when we had our last press conference. And I think that I want to reiterate that it is time for communities to take back their communities and say, hello, as for our community, we will not tolerate crime. And the police is here to work with you to make that happen.
And, you know, that is something that is very important that we have to speak about. We'll come back to that. But in terms of the, we want to talk again about the agencies that are collaborating with the TTPS. Is there a strategic plan, or is there a joint objectives? Let's say, for instance, all the agencies come together, we have the discussion, this is what we want to reduce crime. Is there a mantra that they all follow, that objectives that they all must meet to ensure that they are doing their part? Because as you mentioned, when only on land can the TTPS really do what is happening on the island. But before the things get to the island, let's say, for instance, the drugs and the weapons and the whatever coming in here, is there any guiding principle that the external agencies that are working with the TTPS are guided by in terms of meeting goals? Are they setting goals and objectives in terms of how they are doing this so that we have an overall mantra, same zero tolerance? Or how is that conversation and in terms of ensuring that goals are met, targets are met before we have to deal with a situation that is so great on the land, which is what is happening now. The TTPS is now being blamed for everything because, I mean, we have 1.4 million people living in Trinidad and Tobago. All of us are not police officers, right? And as you mentioned, Superintendent, you can't be everywhere all the time. So you need that measure of help. Are they as aggressive as the TTPS? And what, in terms of your conversations with them, is their mantra and their mindset and their attitude towards ensuring they intercept these things before they get to land?
Let me answer that question. And I can say certainly, just yesterday, again, we had that conversation with the Prime Minister and also Minister of National Security and all the different heads of the different national security arms. And it's quite clear, the Prime Minister was quite clear in terms of, you know, this situation is unacceptable. And we are saying that we totally agree. Even after then, you know, I had a short meeting with the Chief of Defense Staff. And again, the passion was there that we will not tolerate this situation and we have to work with the police to get this done. And we were able to put some things in place just initially, and we are going to be working on that going through the rest of the week. The Commissioner, again, is totally on board in ensuring that we work with the other agencies to make it happen. So therefore, there is really what I call that sense of urgency to bring about the change, and therefore we're going to capitalize on that to ensure at the end of the day that this situation will certainly come to a conclusion and a proper conclusion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Junior Benjamin, Deputy Commissioner of Police, and Rodil Kirk, Senior Superintendent of the TTPS here in Trinidad and Tobago. And we're talking about fighting crime on the island of Tobago. Please stay with us as we continue this conversation. It affects me, it affects you, your children and grandchildren and generations to come. So we want to continue having this conversation. Stay with us as we go for a short break. And as we go for a break, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
I'ma play some tune like this. Don't worry, my wife will fuck it up. Make me happy whenever you fuck it. So me be very hard, fiesta, fun,
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke what you have, what you know about.
It's too early for that.
You want the good all. They do but then enough 99. Girl, go the club, can't ride. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and I'm winding up on my man.
Dream.
Get your quality furniture and appliances at Standards. Frigidaire gas range $599. Serta base and mattress $1,899. RC 50-inch smart 4K TV as low as $2,599. Yes, at Standard. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Said I'm falling. As I lay in my bed with my head to the ceiling. Say I'm drowning alone and I'm lost in my feelings. Somebody send me a sign cause you know that I need it. Carnival, come back to me cause you know you're my healing.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. We're now at 7:50 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m., you have just 10 minutes to get there. Remember to drive safely on our nation's roads. Our key objective here is to get to where you're going safely. We continue conversations this morning. We're speaking with Junior Benjamin, Deputy Commissioner of Police, and Rodel Kirk, Senior Superintendent of the TTPS, as we continue the conversation on fight against crime. And now we want to talk about our communities, because we mentioned, Tobago is not the same space. We don't know everybody in our communities now. And so we have to go in there, refamiliarize ourselves with our communities. People in the community need to know who is in there, what they're doing, who they're talking to. And if you see something, say something type of conversation. And we know that the TTPS has been going into communities and forming those types of relationships as well. And also, embarking on programs and initiatives that will help people, because sometimes we fight crime, but we don't think about where the crime stems from, and so sometimes we are reactive. We respond and we react to things that happen, but there are things that we can do to prevent. In terms of your community-based policing, how has the TTPS been using that arm to be proactive in terms of, okay, let me deal with this situation before it escalates, and we breed criminals in our communities? Because we know that some of them live right next door to me, next door to you. The parents know that their children involved in something. Somebody knows. So what is the TTPS doing in terms of partnering with community and community groups to ensure that, we kind of curb that situation, or we provide something that will have a different level of interest for the young people, especially who are coming up?
Right. So part of our strategic plan by the Commissioner of Police is that we must have what you call community partnership. And recently you have seen our station districts or station commanders have been doing their community walkabouts. Also, we have engaged the community police in terms of re-energizing the youth clubs on the island. And we have seen Charlottesville, we have seen Roxborough, we have seen Mount St. George, we have seen Signal Hill. They have rolled out several initiatives, which to me has been making some progress. And not only they are about engaging the youths, they are recognizing talent and assist that young person in developing their talents. That is a work in progress in terms of keeping them off the street, especially during this school vacation time. The youth clubs are highly engaged in hosting different activities within the precincts, so that you can engage these young people. Because we recognize that, as you said, that things are happening within the homes. And the youth clubs and the community police, working in collaboration, have what they have done in some instances, identify children that may be troubled to some extent. And they have engaged the relevant authorities in terms of treating, whether it's counseling, whether it's
mentorship.
Yes. So they have engaged in those activities in terms of, assisting that young person. Because if we don't start somewhere, in years to come, we may see a different result. So I want to take this opportunity to also commend the police youth club leaders within the island of the good job they are doing in terms of treating with youths on the island. So that is something that is part of initiative as well, even with the station, to maintain that relationship with the community through their station councils. And again, you are going to see that engagement in terms of the tongue meetings going forward in different communities. Look out, we will notify you as that is happening.
Yeah, and I just want to add, and I'm grateful that Senior Superintendent Kirk spoke about the station council, because this is where I want to challenge. When we look at the space in Trinidad, we're seeing a new thing coming up, which is known as the Eagle's Eye. The Eagle Eye is really where we have the station council persons coming together, the business community coming together to work with the police. And what is happening is that they recognize that if they could help the police will be able to help them. So they came together and they, put a system in place where they put additional cameras so that they were able to see the business areas, and we were able to see tremendous success in that. I want to challenge the business community in the Tobago space that it's time that we also pattern these good things, that we believe if the community come together, if the businesses come together, let's work together, because a safer Tobago is a safer space for you to have your business, and for even persons coming here, they can feel safe as well.
And there's something I want to add to that. We have noticed a trend throughout the island where persons who own properties, whether they, sometimes some of them live there or some leave it abandoned, but we see a lot of persons congregating in those properties, either engaging in illegal activity, whether it be peddling dangerous drugs, etc. We are not only going to target the individuals who are perpetrating these, we are going to target the persons owning those properties. Because there is something under the Dangerous Drug Act. If you keep up premises where dangerous drugs are being used, you can also face the other end of the law. So we are going to, some of the persons are quite aware that these persons are, you know, underneath their property doing whatever. And I could give you an example. I've noticed it within, especially in the Golden Lane community, I've noticed it. And that is something that the police, as I said, we are going to adopt a zero tolerance approach. So those persons who have persons sitting on their property doing these illegal things, we are going to come to you to pay you a visit soon. So I just want to put that out in the public space, that if you know you are encouraging it, cease immediately, because the police are going to pay you a visit.
And you see, it's very important that people are aware of these things, because as you mentioned, it never dawned on me that if you have, even if it's an abandoned property or whatever it is, and somebody's congregating there, that you too can be held accountable for them doing whatever they're doing on your property. Even if you don't reside there, you don't use it. So, you know, this is something that you need to pay attention to. I mean, the property is yours. Cast an eye on it sometimes. Somebody have told you something some time ago.
Take steps to alleviate it. That is all you are saying. If you are doing something to alleviate it, well, right, we could work alongside with you. But if you know it's happening and you are doing nothing, it means that you are condoning what is happening.
That's
so we are just telling you we are going to pay you a visit.
That's
right? Whether it be to educate you or to prosecute you.
And you know, the conversation, I always wish, every time you come on the show, I always wish we have additional time. But in closing, what are the key things you want our viewers and the public to go away with in terms of what the TTPS is doing in terms of curbing crime and your zero tolerance towards crime on the island of Tobago and the nation of Trinidad and Tobago as well? What are the key things you want them to go away with this morning?
Well, I'll start off by simply saying that, one, the TTPS, we are working for you, and we are here to work with you. And we want persons to know that even though you might not see us out there, we are working. So far, we recognize about 10 firearms has been at least seized by the Tobago Division, and this probably has equaled what they have done last year. And we are only probably just past the first half. So it means that the officers here, they are working under the control of Senior Superintendent Kirk. And this is what we are saying. We are out there with the intelligence. We are making it happen. We want you to understand that Tobago is a safe place. We want this to be clear. Don't allow these things that you are seeing to make you think that Tobago is not safe. Tobago is very, very safe and will continue to be safe. We are saying we want your help to make that space even more safe. So it is about us coming together, working together. Know that crime is everybody's business. And if we work together, we believe that we can curb this situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Junior Benjamin, Deputy Commissioner of Police, and Rodel Kirk, Senior Superintendent of the TTPS, as we speak about fighting crime on the island of Tobago. We spoke about some very salient points this morning, and we do hope, of course, to see implementation very soon, making Tobago a safe space once again, as safe as we knew it back in the day. Thank you so much for staying with us as we went through this morning's program. But this is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. But we don't end our programming here. We head on over to GMT. So stay with us. And as you stay with us, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Last year, October 2023, the island tilted. The peaceful bliss of sea, sun, and sand was transcended as we took to the streets to revel in paradise.
Tobago! It's such a nice place!
Tobago Carnival, we're right here. We're not leaving till we go right down.
It's the greatest, it's the best, it's safe, and it's beautiful!
I love Tobago, baby. Coming back next year. Hey!
Playing pan on the streets is a magical experience. When the band strike up, is rhythm, steel and powder. This is Tobago Carnival, pan in paradise.
Tobago is the best.
Tobago Carnival is the new home for the legend of Calypso. Where else can you get sweet Calypso music that gives you that nostalgic feeling?
Soca Titans is we title, is we monarch. We built artists from scratch who can perform with the best. Real Titans of Soca.
When last you've been to a party, plenty women looking so nice. We must be in paradise.
This year, Ritual takes on new space and dimension. Traditions will be reimagined, breaking free, and taking on new meaning on the road.
I love the energy!
This year, the revelry is bigger and better. More colors, more meaning, great packages for the masqueraders. Tobago Carnival is freedom.
This year promoting safety in all events for Tobago Carnival. This year promoting whining, not minding people business. This year promoting clean fun, security and freedom.
Freedom to be any version of yourself that you choose to be with love and safety. Here, you have permission to be you, uninhibited and free.
So what you waiting on? This year, this October 2024, experience the ritual, revel in paradise, release yourself. From the greatest little island on the planet, this is the Tobago Carnival 2024.
Christmas time we had things like we have when you're selling meats, because my grandfather used to also rare meat. So when he sold all the meat and stuff for Christmas, the knuckle and the pig feet and stuff, those were the things you would have Christmas Eve, cooking in a stew. So those are the ideas that you had those memories, but they are buried. So we are trying to relive those memories and to continue because we really see the need for it. Tobago Fireside is a new tourism niche product to the island of Tobago, where persons can come and enjoy authentic Tobago or traditional Tobago cuisine. Oftentimes persons travel for experiences, and when you travel for experiences, food experience is one of those things that persons want to partake in. Today is really just to have it out there, launch the experience, and we do plan to have this being one of the biggest experiences done in Tobago. So it's not only about sand and sea and the nylon reef and stuff. You're going to have something else to do while you are in Tobago.
It's an absolutely fantastic experience.
I find it very refreshing, something new for the Tobago space.
It's definitely something to be added to your bucket list. am so happy to be here today. I'm enjoying the music, the food, the conversation, learning so much from persons around. So when you come to Tobago Fireside, you're not just coming for the food, you're getting a lot of rich Tobago history as well, and rich Tobago culture.
I'm a traditional guy, so especially the chocolate tea, trust me, you're on point. Knowing from my grandmother days and stuff like that, growing up and stuff like that.
It is such a very unique experience, very local, very cultural, very informative and educational.
Excellent, fabulous. I enjoyed it. It's something new, and I hope she makes this an annual thing.
If you're from Tobago or if you happen to be visiting our shores, definitely check out the Fireside.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am Chanel Felix. Whenever you see me sitting here, you know it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into that, let's have our news in 90 seconds.
The news is brought to you by Standards. At Standard, nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
48-year-old private hired taxi driver from Mason Hall, Tobago was convicted of raping a teenage passenger nearly a decade ago. The unanimous guilty verdict came from a 9-member jury after almost 2 hours of deliberation before a High Court Judge, Katie Ann Waterman. The incident occurred November 19, 2012, after the 17-year-old victim attended a Thanksgiving event at her aunt's home. The victim reported the incident to the police that night, and a medical examination confirmed the assault, leading to the driver's arrest and charge. However, he was remanded after the guilty verdict and is set to be sentenced on Thursday. The All People's Party, APP, was formed in Trinidad and Tobago and led by Keezel Jackson. The former deputy political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Jackson, has been diligently building APP and is set to open its first office in Port of Spain. The party held its soft launch on July 11th, and Jackson assured the public that APP aims to provide the representation citizens have been longing for. Criticizing the two main parties for failing to lead effectively, she promised to reduce crime and eliminate poverty over the next 6 years. She emphasized that the APP consists of committed individuals dedicated to creating a better future for the nation. UNC MP Denise Rambali has called for a unified effort to tackle crime in Trinidad and Tobago. He urged for crime-fighting agendas to be discussed in the next parliamentary sitting and proposed the formation of a group of MPs to provide security expertise and to devise short-term solutions.
Rambly criticized political leader for failing to address the escalating murder rate and emphasized the need for decisive action and accountability. He highlighted the public's disillusionment with the current leadership and advocated for innovative approaches to crime prevention beyond typical measures like increasing police patrols. And that was our news in 90 seconds.
Get your quality furniture and appliances at Standards. Frigidaire gas range $599. Serta base and mattress $1,899. RC 50-inch smart 4K TV as low as $2,599. Yes, at Standard. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. This morning we start off our conversations as we chat with our guest who is online, and we are making sure that our guests are here. This morning All right, we have our guests online. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. Yes, sorry about that. We are having a bit of a connectivity issue this morning connecting with our guests. This morning, as we start off our conversation, we're chatting with His Excellency Peter Cavendish, and he is the ambassador for the EU delegation in Trinidad and Tobago. So as we get him online this morning, we're going to be chatting a bit about the cocoa industry here in Trinidad and Tobago and the contribution that the EU is currently making to the development of cocoa, not only in Tobago, but in Trinidad and Tobago. This morning, we're also talking about how the EU contributes to local and regional development. We are talking a bit about how you can get involved, whether you have a business proposal or a business idea that relates to the cocoa industry, and how you can receive financial and other types of developmental assistance for your projects. But before we get into that conversation this morning, we're going to take a brief break and we're going to be back right after this.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax, we will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Go in, you have to stop it, you have to stop it.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys.
You have to stop it again.
That's it, that's the intro. Let's do it one more time, right?
me happy whenever you come. So me be very hard, fiesta, fun,
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke where you have, where you know about.
It's too early for that.
Too early, good all.
They do, but they enough nine. Girl, go to club, girl, right. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and a winding up on me man.
Dream.
Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. As promised this morning, we are chatting more about the cocoa industry on the island of Tobago, as well as Trinidad and Tobago. And if you know anyone who is involved in the cocoa industry, please tag them below, share this conversation, because it will definitely be to their benefit. This morning, we welcome His Excellency Peter Cavendish, who is the ambassador for the EU delegation for Trinidad and Tobago. And they are chatting about the cocoa industry in Trinidad and Tobago. And we are happy to have them joining us online this morning as soon as possible. Good morning. Do we have the ambassador online? Good morning. Seems that we are still experiencing a bit of difficulty. But this morning, this is not the only conversation that we are going to have later on this evening. We are talking about the match championship, and those match champions are going to be coming on this morning. We have Esther Ali, who is the director of the Palm Star Promotions, and we can see the 3rd annual Mat Wave competition that is coming up. And if you have a mat genius that lives within your household, this might be the right time to have them sign up and logged on to this conversation this morning to ensure that they are a part of that. This morning we want to thank you, His Excellency Peter Cavendish, for joining us. Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Okay, we still have a bit of an issue. We truly apologize for this morning. However, the conversation is going to happen regardless of how technology might be failing us this morning. Now, if you have been a part of that that session yesterday up at Charlottesville, or Natural Treasures Day, you can see that Tobago has a thriving cocoa industry. And for many persons, they are not sure how they can get involved in that industry or the type of resources that are available to really help their business flourish, whether it be locally or whether it be to export. And this morning we're having this conversation because it's critically important for individuals to understand the type of opportunities that are available not only in the cocoa industry, but to understand how their medium and small enterprises can be assisted by international agencies. But before we get into that conversation, and as we rectify any technical issues that we may be having in connecting with His Excellency, we're going to come back and have that conversation. Hopefully we are better connected this time around. Good morning, Miss. Good morning. Hello, His Excellency.
Welcome.
It seems that those issues are persistent this morning. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back right after this. And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I hope that you can hear me clearly. His Excellency Cavendish, good morning and welcome to Good Morning Tobago.
Good morning, and how are you?
I am fine. It's a pleasure to actually have this conversation, even though we faced a couple technical issues earlier as we tried connecting. But it's important that not only Tobagonians but a wider audience understands the role of the EU delegation here in Trinidad and Tobago, while also understanding what you are currently doing to actively engage in developing the cocoa industry.
Very good. Indeed, the European Union and its delegation in Trinidad and Tobago has been active in this country for already 48 years. And in that time, we have committed in excess of 300 million euros in grant and development aid to help the country with various transitions and to build up various sectors. In terms of the cocoa industry, a very important industry with a market of more than 100 billion US dollars worldwide, and approximately the half of all cocoa is eaten by Europeans because it's viewed as a luxury product, the importance of this industry to the European Union is significant. We have funded the world's #1 cocoa genome, which is created here in this country under the excellent work of the academics of the University of the West Indies. It's #1 in the world, and in addition you have the #1 cocoa research center in the world, which has also in the past received EU funding. More recently, we have with innovation grants, given grants to various industry and entrepreneurs, and amongst them are cocoa industry entrepreneurs. So we've supported the scientific in both ways. We've also supported directly the cocoa entrepreneurs with grants, and we have also facilitated webinars through the Caribbean Export Development Agency with some hundreds of persons active in the cocoa industry who are able to basically look at possible investments, business linkages, partnerships, and access to markets. I have to remind everybody that the European Union and Trinidad and Tobago have an economic partnership agreement which allows the free export of Trinidad and Tobago's goods to a European market of 448 million Europeans. And in addition, all Trinidadians with a valid passport may go to the European Union and remain for 90 days in a 180-day period without a visa. So substantively, we've put in for investment, we've promoted business links, and Trini entrepreneurs are very welcome in Europe.
And how can individual businesses or NGOs, get connected with the European Union to receive funding for their projects? Is it that they have to go through a particular agency, or do they wait until there is a call for proposals? Please indicate how persons can benefit from the funding.
You're correct in the latter part. In terms of business groupings and NGOs, normally we will launch call for proposals. At the moment, we have a major series of calls for innovation, where in particular we're looking for female-led entrepreneur businesses, and we're looking for those innovative startups, businesses that will be bringing new products in the market, who are diversifying, who are innovating, and these are the type of people we want to do business with. Yes, they should check for calls for proposals. They're published on the EU delegation's website as they arise, and in this time that people can also look on the Careery website and see for the calls for proposals that we are funding there.
Excellent. And are there any projects, like for instance, that persons can reach out to you to collaborate on outside of there being calls for proposal? If there are areas where NGOs have noticed that there are linkages with what the EU delegation is trying to do in Trinidad and Tobago, with what they are actively trying to do in the communities, can they reach out to you for support, for funding?
For that, but right now, because Trinidad and Tobago has become a middle-income country, we would be more likely to fund projects that are regional. So if Trinidadian people, engineers, entrepreneurs, had ideas and wished to take something forward, it really would have to have a regional scope. For example, the sargasso weed. Excuse me. If there was an engineer here or an entrepreneur who saw that something could be done about sargasso and that could be applied in other countries, we could certainly look at some sort of arrangement. Due to the economic growth, the success, the development of this country, it's middle income. It doesn't mean our relations will be less close in the future. It means they'll be managed in a different way. And essentially where the shift is that we're moving away from development cooperation to partnership, a partnership that's meant to promote industry and trade. This can be in many areas such as tourism. We've mentioned the cocoa industry. Europe is very energy insecure, so energy products in this country are extremely welcome. So entrepreneurs who have good ideas, we would need to work with government agencies, state agencies, semi-state agencies, but we can reduce the risk of doing business. We're able to provide small grants for new areas. We're able to provide technical expertise. We have a huge range of experts who can be called upon to make studies. But I have to underline that in the context of the wealth of this country, we're really looking for multipliers at a regional level, which could raise the whole region. And we do think the talent is here in this country. And certainly in the energy area, we see that there's a lot of talent. I have to mention that not only do we give grants, but we can give loan guarantees. So if there are European companies, large industry groups that wish to invest here in this country, we can give loan guarantees. So there's linkages between Trini entrepreneurs, major European companies. The range of options we have to deploy is quite wide. We have, historically, we have grants at the regional level. We will retain technical expertise that we can bring into this country. And if something is regional, we can look at that potentially for a grant, but we also have the facility now to give loan guarantees for Europeans who wish to invest here in this country.
Okay, and what about Trinbagonians who would also like to invest in Europe?
Well, they'd be very welcome.
Facilities available to them as well.
Well, the loans, if people are investing in Europe, certainly we can make all sorts of introductions to them. We can introduce them to business employer confederations. We can introduce them to chambers of commerce. We can hold webinars. We have partners already from your country in Europe. We have in Brussels, you have the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce for Europe. This has been running now since about 2.5 years, and they are helping all Caribbean companies that have a strong interest in exporting to Europe, but they're also bringing investment money from Europe into this country. So if people are not aware of the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce to Europe, they should check it out. It's on the internet there, it's on the web, and it's one actor amongst others they might wish to consider. Of course, in this country they have Export TT for exporters, Invest for investors as well. But you have actors out there who are, willing and able to support training entrepreneurs either to get into the European market or to get European investors to bring money to this country.
And there has been the consensus among many that the framework for aid that has been provided to Africa has truly kept Africa poor, because the aid doesn't necessarily get down to the individuals who truly need it. Has this philosophy, created the pathway for investing in countries as opposed to strictly providing aid?
Well, you're very good in your question. In fact, now we have what's called the Global 20. This is, in fact, bringing together what we call Team Europe, all of the European countries, business actors, developmental banks. In terms of Africa, I think that certainly there have been many success stories, but Africa in the future is imminently going to be a continent with 2 billion people. It has always historically been a major supplier of raw materials, a major tourism provider, and of course we would like to see Africa advance more on the development path. But I do consider that Europeans have aided the growth of education in Africa. We have given out Erasmus money to bring people from Africa to Europe to study at the postgraduate level. I feel when you say that Africa has been held back by aid, I think the issue is to give Africa better trading prospects, and we've tried to work on that with economic partnership agreements with African countries. There is most Africans now live in cities which are large, they are urbanized, these are countries which are industrializing. So I'm optimistic for the future, but clearly they need a level playing field, and development aid by itself can't fix all of that.
So this is why we're seeing a greater level of investments and more grant giving and loan facilities as opposed to simply aid, especially in this part of the region.
Well, I think the traditional concept of development aid has been served a purpose up to a point. You take the Latin America continent, and 10 out of the 12 have shown real improvements over the last few decades. And in Africa, there are also success.
I think we just had a bit of a dip in our connection. His Excellency, are you there? Can you hear us? If not, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back right after this.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion starter.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Na 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na 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 na.
So good morning, Tobago. We are still chatting with His Excellency Peter Cavendish. And before we went off to the break, we were chatting about the transition from aid to investment within developing countries. Good morning and welcome back.
Thank you for having me again. Well, on the point that you were making, that is development aid keeping countries back, I don't feel that's proven, because you would need to have studies of countries where no development aid has been given and countries where development aid has been given, and make comparisons I think that the paradigm in many countries has massively shifted. We've seen the access to information through the World Wide Web, which is a European creation. It was created by the European Nuclear Research Facility. The access to information is unparalleled, and now we have another paradigm shift taking place with artificial intelligence. So I'm optimistic that in terms of human capital, which is the driver of wealth creation, more and more countries which are either middle income, developing, or upper income will be able to invest further in the human capital with education, with exchange of know-how, with exchange of technical software packages. So I would see the paradigm shifting to aid better quality of life, better standards of living. I have to remain an optimist, and certainly the big challenge for all of us, of course, is climate change. But I think in terms of human development, the current paradigm is shifting towards a lower cost of acquisition, of education, of know-how. The human capital that will generate wealth in our societies should be easier to assemble and to build.
Okay, and who are some of your core partners here in Trinidad and Tobago that persons may be able to identify when they see the initiatives and know that the EU delegation has a part to play in these events?
Well, we work with people from the government, the semi-state NGO sector. We work with the University of the West Indies. We work with Cariri. We work with other international actors such as the Inter-American Development Bank and the CAF Bank. So the whole range of state, semi-state bodies, environmental management agency. So across the wide spectrum of those bodies that are either state, semi-state, or not-for-profit. And then in terms of the for-profit bodies, we do calls for proposals, as you correctly identified earlier, where we make grant funds available.
Okay, and when it comes to the EU Innovation Project, can you tell us a bit more about that and how individuals can get involved? Is this the one that is partnered with Cariri?
Exactly, it is partnered with Cariri. We've run a number of calls for proposals, and basically we've had proposals run for small to medium size, and then for larger enterprises, we've had workshops trying to build ideas to do brainstorming, and we have people who've come forward with a range of ideas from digital identity to new types of chocolate products to recycling of plastics. All sorts of technological ideas have come up. And I mean, we have to emphasize the quality of the entrepreneurial class in this country that we've found through the Innovation Challenge program has been very, very high. I'm confident that many of these innovators will be there as companies from not just now to the medium, but even the long term, and some may grow significantly. This week I will be attending a round table with investors who are looking at this country. And I think there's many rising talents, and I go back to the connectivity issues. This country has huge connectivity advantages. It's easily accessible to the United States, to the European Union in terms of access. We have got more and more super connectivity in cables. And I think with the highly educated population that exists in this country, there will be more opportunities in the future.
And as you have those governmental level conversations, have you had any of those conversations directly with the THA regarding investments in Tobago?
Well, we have people from Tobago who have participated to the various debates in tourism and other areas. Tobago has many advantages of its own. Of course, historically, the environmental legislation, we have to point that the Boundary Main Ridge Forestry Reserve is the world's oldest piece of environmental legislation of the modern era. So Tobago has its own standalone features, of which everybody in Trinidad and Tobago is aware. And I think that Tobago, it is in the paradigm of development for this country. I don't see anything really to hold it back. It's the same quality. We have the highly educated workforce. We have got basically a lot of profile awareness in Europe for tourism. And Tobago has quality.
Excellent. Good to know that as well. When it comes to projects such as the digitalization initiative, specifically for the public sector, is this something that the EU delegation can play a part in funding for Tobago's transition to a more digitalized public sector?
Well, we are supporting digitalization, not just here, but across the region. And at this point in time, we've made presentations to governments in the region because we are bringing in what's called a super connectivity cable, which runs from basically Portugal to Brazil at the moment, and has been extended. We have 11 Latin America, Caribbean countries, and Mexico already involved in a super connectivity cable, which is to link educational and research networks worldwide. Now, these will also be linked to supercomputing or something like supercomputing facilities in Panama and Chile. So the promotion of contacts between educated third parties is being facilitated, and the name of the project is BELLA, which is called Bridging the Link Between Europe and Latin America, and the NGO that's managing it is called Red Clara, R-E-D, large C-L-A-R-A. They're both on the internet if people wish to look at it. But the connectivity is under review, and clearly, connectivity, access to research networks, access to computing facilities, all of these are multipliers, particularly in the paradigm shift with artificial intelligence coming.
Thank you so much. And before we round up this morning's discussions, are there any misconceptions that you think exist regarding the EU delegation in Trinidad and Tobago that you want to clear up, or are there any things that you think people should definitely know about your work here in Trinidad and Tobago before we go?
Well, it's a 48-year partnership which will continue. I don't know if you can call it a misconception, but people in general need to be aware about the shift away from development cooperation towards partnership, because now it's partnership in economic terms, partnership on regional projects, partnership on key strategic areas such as digitalization, green economy, economic resilience, security. So we are moving away because of the wealth of this country towards a partnership. It's always been a type of partnership. We're talking more about an economic partnership, an area where we can multiply and add value by using the global gateway, the tools of potentially grants, potentially technical exchanges and investments, potentially guarantees for loans. But I would like to wrap up and mention people should look at what's out there already. They should check our website. They should check Careery. And I would recommend for young entrepreneurs to look at the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce Europe website and check them out and see what they can get there, because there's already a nucleus, and more than a nucleus, of Trini entrepreneurs and other Caribbean entrepreneurs in Europe who are looking to act to bring capital back here or to bring products from here to Europe. So people should be aware of what's out there, and a lot of it is online. Maybe too much is online, but there is a lot online. So my key pointers would be for people to check out the European Delegation website to see for calls for proposals or calls for proposals for charitable purposes such as civil society organizations. They should check out also Careery. They should check out the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce to Europe. And of course, CEDA, which is EU-funded, the Caribbean Export Development Agency, runs a lot of programs and webinars. And we have also contributed to Caribbean investment forums in different countries. And I think people should be aware of the amount of exchange that is taking place and the opportunity for people to become involved, including commercially involved.
Excellent. Well, that is a great way to end off this morning's discussion. And I just want to make sure that I get that correct. If you want to find out more information, there is the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce as well as the EU delegation website, Careery, and EUDA, which is the EU Development Agency in Trinidad and Tobago. And that's something that persons can go online and check out.
Well, just one. It's the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce to Europe has a standalone website. The EU delegation has a standalone website, and Careery has a standalone website. So those are the ones people could check out and get more information on.
All right. Thank you so much for your time this morning, His Excellency. And again, thank you for making Tobago Updates your choice this morning to discuss all that the EU delegation is doing here in Trinidad and Tobago and how individuals can get involved and benefit from all the opportunities that are being presented. Guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back right after this. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning.
I can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens is coming down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road, it's a miracle. A million strong come together.
Said I'm falling, falling, I'm falling. as I lay in my bed with my head to the ceiling. See, I'm drowning alone and I'm lost in my feelings. Somebody send me a sign, cause you know that I need it. Carnival, come back to me, cause you know you're my healing. I said this soca is my therapy, therapy, my therapy. It take away all of my anxiety, anxiety, my remedy. I tell you that we all need love. Jump up and show me love, wind up and show me love. Together say we
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. As I would have indicated earlier in our conversation, this morning we're continuing by chatting about the 3rd annual Mat Wave Championship. And who knows, you may just have a mat genius in your household that should be taking part in this competition. Good morning, Mrs. Ali. Mrs. Esther Ali is the director of Palmstar Promotions, and this morning we're talking about how you can get the young people involved, active, and competing very soon. Good morning.
Good morning, darling. Again, I'm very happy to be on your program again today, and welcome to my Tobago family.
Good morning and welcome back. I am supposing that the last Mat Championships went pretty well, so it's great to have you back and chatting about the 3rd one. And I mean, God has truly been good because there is a 3rd session, right? So it means that the support has been there, whether it be from your corporate partners as well as individuals participating. Tell us a bit about, the support that you have gotten in regards to the participation in the past, and what type of turnout are you expecting this time around?
This time around, it's a little bit different. We have gotten a lot of support from the schools in the past and the parents, and we are very grateful for it. This time, it's open to children on vacation. So this is a mat competition with a little bit of a twist. If school parents and teachers decide to come together and recommend their children, we have no problem with it. But in most instances in this competition, we mostly have parents recommending their children. And we are happy for it. As it is the August vacation and kids needs to get involved. Children needs to get involved in different events and activities. So we decided to have it during the month of August with the support of our main sponsor. Again, Charon's Bookstores has come to Tobago with us to promote this event and build the clientele for Charons in terms of the parents for this competition as well. So we are open this competition to children from the ages of 9 to 12, standard 3 to standard 5. Present standard 5 and those who have just gone on to high school but have not started high school as yet. So we call them post 5 students.
Right, and we see that you're having 3 days of events. Can you explain to us the process and how the program is set up for this competition?
Sure, darling. Everybody knows Auntie Esther is in Tobago, and Auntie Esther says, go online and register on Palmstar Promotions or give me a call on 471-2604. Now, if you call me directly, I will send you the direct link to go in ahead and register in your child. Your child may be nervous, your child may be happy. Auntie Esther is back in Tobago and I am going to win in my category. That is usually the drive that these children have. And we are happy to have that drive and commitment. We have some parents who started with us in 2023 in competitions. Their children have grown and gone off to high school. Some of them are now going into standard 4 or going into standard 5, and we are happy for that. We've had the experience where Tobago parents just show up and we have standard 2 children who beating standard 3 children, competing in a very active and humane manner.
Right, and for the persons who are not necessarily aware of what the New Wave Mat Championship is, can you explain it a bit to them? There are many persons that are hearing it for the first time and don't know what the competition is.
Okay, New Wave Maths Championship is mathematics questions that are given to the child based on the present standard that they're in. But in this case, it's in the last standard they were in because they're going now into a higher class. For example, if your child was in standard 3 and they're going into standard 4, we will give them standard 3 questions. So please register your child as what they were positioned in their class as in 3, 4, or 5 before the August vacation.
Right.
It will make it easier and your child is not going to feel uncomfortable. Oh, mommy, I don't want to do it because the questions are coming for standard 5 and I didn't do anything for standard 5. How Auntie Esther could give me a standard 5 question? I'm not going to give you a standard 5 question.
Right, and
all right,
please indicate how the competition itself is going to be set up. So is it that they are going to, you know, all be given a sheet like an exam type style and they have to fill it out, or are they going to be given the questions one by one individually and they have a particular amount of time to fill it out? What is the competition really like for the
kids? Preliminary for us is the 8th. And during the preliminary competition, the child is given 3 equations, mental equations, to answer. All right, and once they answer it, they're put to sit back in their seats. At the end of the preliminary round, we choose the top students to go into the semi-final on the Friday. And on the Friday, we will have the semi-finals with another twist, where they were given 3 equations, yes, for semi, but from the time you enter into the grand final in the afternoon, you're given a spelling word in mathematics. For example, to spell isosceles, spell cylinder, spell metric, spell pendulum, etc.
Okay, understood. And let's get into the prizes because we all love a good prize. Let's talk about what the prizes are for these for the competition and for the different categories.
Sure. In the top categories for standard 3, 4, and 5, these children are in a lovely position again in Tobago. I'm giving them medals, I'm giving them trophies, I'm giving them vouchers. Vouchers courtesy Charon's bookstores, vouchers courtesy other companies that are involved in this, as well as they are receiving trophies and gold medals. And we are giving certificates to them. At the end of the competition, we will email the certificates to the parents. So it's growing and it's doing well. And we also have sampling that is going to go on the day of the preliminary and on the semifinals.
Right, and you also indicated that there's an opportunity for free book lists. So explain that free book list for us.
Okay, I'm happy that you asked about that. Yesterday, we distributed through Newsday 3,000 flyers in Tobago. In the aspect of free book lists, any parent interested in having a costing given for book lists that they are presently holding in their hands from preschool all the way to secondary school, we welcome it. So you can WhatsApp the two numbers on the flyer or WhatsApp me directly with your booklet, your name, your contact number, and send it to 4712604, and I will send it off to Charon's bookstores. They will send me the booklets, completed an invoice, and I will send it to you all. Once you all agree with the quotation, the books will be brought to Tobago while we have the competition and for you to collect and pay by card. Now, the competition in terms of winning free book lists. Once you purchase the books from us, your receipt will go into a box. We have 3 different boxes, one for primary schools, one for preschools, and one for secondary school. There will be a draw on the 10th of March on the prize given day that a lucky child in a preschool, primary school, and a secondary school can win their books free of charge. So they have free books to get.
Excellent. And now, with the economic situation for many parents, having that entire book list filled for free would be an excellent way of taking some weight off of their shoulders. So we hope that individuals would utilize the opportunity.
We are also looking for parents to take the burden off of them running to Trinidad to get the books. So when we bring the books to Tobago, you just pay for it by card, and there will be stationery available for them to pick up on the day as well at excellent prices, and book bags and lunch bags.
Right, and there is also the opportunity for them to make that comparison to see if it is truly a better deal that they're getting by purchasing the books in Trinidad as opposed to buying it here in Tobago.
Yeah, because we have a number of parents, more than 100 parents already who submitted book lists for us to fill. So they have seen it and they have given the okay to us. Go ahead, please bring the books. When my child sees your nice stationery, my child will choose the nice stationery that they want on that day. And we have no problem with that. And we are encouraging parents, please register your children for this competition as well, because the experience they gather will carry them further. In 2023, we are proud to say the national champion was Jan Thomas, that came from Signal Hill Primary School. And now he's at Bishop's and he's going into Form 2. And his family has kept a very close relationship with us. And we appreciate it that they purchase all their books through Charon's. And they also encourage children to take part in this competition. In 2024, National Spelling Standard 4 winner came from Tobago, Faith Hazel, who came from Delaford Anglican. So I have just completed mathematics in Trinidad and spelling, but I'm here in Tobago to choose a top winner in 3 categories, Standard 3, Standard 4, and Standard 5. Winning medals, trophies, vouchers, and hampers. So please, bring your children on board from the ages of 9 to 12, even though they have now entered secondary school. In my opinion and my team's opinion, the child has not started secondary school until the first day they went to that door. So give your child the opportunity to build their confidence. WhatsApp me, call me. Everybody knows Auntie Esther loves them, and I intend to make this an experience they will never forget. Please,
thank you so much, Auntie Esther. And that is Esther Ali, who is the director of Palm Star Promotions, and she is having that New Wave Math Championship in partnership with Charon's Bookstore. And this is not only an opportunity to have your kids participate in the math competition, but it's also an opportunity to get your books brought up from Trinidad on your behalf. So check her out. Again, her number is 471-2604, or you can contact her at 371-888-8255. 8724, and you can find out all that you want to know regarding the competition, as well as getting a quotation for your child's book list. Again, we want to thank you, Auntie Esther, for choosing Tobago Updates once more as you come to Tobago and spread joy and happiness. Guys, we want to thank you so much for logging on and sticking with us this morning as we chatted with His Excellency Cavendish and now Auntie Esther in regards to that New Wave Mat competition. This morning, we hope that you have a great day, and thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting and doing all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago is number one.
Importantly, our beloved communities, welcome to the Tobago Heritage Festival 2024. As we embark on the 37th year of this festival, our theme is We Come Back. Back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. We are bringing back iconic events such as Yesterday's Children, Belmana Riots, and the Courtship Codes. We want to highlight the importance of coming back to our roots, celebrating the people and the communities that make Tobago so special. Get ready for an unforgettable experience as we say, we come back to our true essence. We want to encourage each and every one of you to continue to support our cultural development and preservation in any way that you can. Your support is truly invaluable. Together, we can continue to make a positive impact that will be felt for generations to come. Thank you, and see you in July.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pride and excitement that I address you to officially launch the 2024 Tobago Heritage Festival. The Tobago Heritage Festival is not just an event, it is a journey back to our roots. This year's theme, We Come Back, back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. It captures the true essence of revitalizing the culture and traditions that have shaped our identity for generations. This year marks the 37th successful hosting of the festival, and we are proud to officially dub the month of July as Tobago Heritage Month, a time when our island comes alive with rhythms, flavors, and stories of our ancestors. The festival continues to offer an unparalleled opportunity for economic growth on the island. Every stakeholder, from local artisan and vendor to hospitality businesses and transportation services, stand to benefit. Our vibrant cultural displays will attract visitors, boost tourism, and provide a significant economic uplift to the island. The heart of this festival beats in our communities. We are empowering each village to manage its own productions to ensure authenticity and sustainability. The Tobago Festival Commissions Limited and the Tobago House of Assembly are here to support you, fostering an environment where our heritage can flourish sustainably. As we embark on this journey, let us celebrate the essence of Tobago. Let us honor our heritage and support our communities as we showcase the vibrant culture that makes our island unique. Thank you.
Last year, October 2023, the island tilted. The peaceful bliss of sea, sun, and sand was transcended as we took to the streets to revel in paradise.
Tobago! It's such a nice place!
Tobago Carnival, we're right here. We're not leave it till we go right down.
It's the greatest, it's the best, it's safe, and it's beautiful.
I love Tobago, baby. Coming back next year. Hey!
Playing pan on the streets is a magical experience. When the band strike up, is rhythm, steel and powder. This is Tobago Carnival, pan in paradise.
Tobago is the best.
Tobago Carnival is the new home for the legend of Calypso. Where else can you get sweet Calypso music that gives you that nostalgic feeling?
Soca Titans is we title, is we monarch. We built artists from scratch who can perform with the best. Real Titans of Soca.
When last you've been to a party, plenty women looking so nice. We must be in paradise.
This year, Ritual takes on new space and dimension. Traditions will be reimagined, breaking free, and taking on new meaning on the road.
I love the energy!
This year, the revelry is bigger and better. More colors, more meaning. Great packages for the masqueraders. Tobago Carnival is freedom.
This year promoting safety in all events for Tobago Carnival. This year promoting whining, not minding people business. This year promoting clean fun, security and freedom.
Freedom to be any version of yourself that you choose to be with love and safety. Here, you have permission to be you, uninhibited and free.
So what you waiting on? This year, this October 2024, experience the ritual, revel in paradise, release yourself. From the greatest little island on the planet, this is the Tobago Carnival 2024.